And we're back. What's going on, André?
Hey, Mr. Mikael, what's up?
I'm chilling.
Wonderful.
I'm chilling. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's been a very humid day here in
Ooh.
Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad as I put like my air conditioning situation upstairs away,
Mm.
anticipating thinking, oh, I'm open the windows and get some fall air. I know.
mm.
I'm not very pleased about that, but I got a little fan, so I'll be all right.
That's good. They've been playing games because we had some nice fall weather. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, remember you saw me hoodie season. It's
right,
hoodie
exactly.
season. It's hoodie season. And all of a sudden, it would be humid season. I don't got time for it.
It's like short season again. All of a
My
sudden,
goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
humidity is high.
Mm-mm.
Yes, but hey, I ain't complaining. I'm not complaining.
But here's the thing though, brother. When the cool air comes through, the brown is better neat than it is in the summer when you
No,
might have to throw a little ice cubes in it. But I could wait. I could wait. I'll be all right.
yeah, because it has a little heating effect.
Yes,
Brown warms you up.
it does. It's an internal fire.
It is
Yes,
a fire,
yes.
internal fire for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So
What you rocking over there, brother?
it's a little thing in America called public broadcasting service.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Yeah.
that was built to present underrepresented voices and
Mm-hmm.
bring forward stories that are not typically told. A little network around the country.
Mm.
Of course, excuse me, a corporation with various networks around the country. You may
Mm.
have heard of it. Have you heard of it?
I
CPB?
think I have.
Okay, great.
I think I have.
PBS, CPB, and whatever it is in your town.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one that's like paid for viewers like you?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Exactly.
Cool. Cool. All
Contribute to your
right.
local public broadcasting network.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I like that. I like that. Okay.
How
Cool.
about you? What you doing?
Um, I'm just trying to do it for the culture.
Nice. You say trying, but you succeed. I'll let you know you succeed on a daily basis, and I'm a witness.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm out here in these streets trying to ride around and get it. You know what I mean? Out
Exactly.
here.
Exactly. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Yeah. All righty. So speaking of the Brown, what you got going down today?
But I heard it was a celebration, and I just learned something new about hit him with the shoulders.
Oh, hit him with the shoulder.
I think I think my new Riff bottle has officially done that now. Hit him with the shoulders. Maybe you can explain that to the viewers someday.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm gonna go back into the new Riff.
Okay, well, you know what? I heard that today was such an auspicious occasion that I had to come prepared with a bottle of my own.
$10 words and neat. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, so I'm in here with you, brother.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And this time, I already found where the pill is, so I'm good. I ain't going to be struggling like last time.
That's all right. It's just a journey. I respect it. I respect the journey. I respect the process. Is that what they stand for? Respect the process.
Yeah, trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah, I don't know where that's gotten, folks. I mean, too soon. I'm sorry. I'm just a hateful New York fan. I'm sorry.
I see.
I'm salty. My bad.
That's all good. That's how.
Listen, I know how Philly fans be, so I don't want no smoke, as the kids say. It's all good.
It's all fine. We'll let that rest.
Yes.
Let that rest.
All right. Ready to rock?
Yes. Let's you get the pour. I did my pour while you was unwrapping.
My bad. I was talking stuff.
I
was talking that ish. I'm sorry. I drifted away for a second. I went back to the block of Harlem. I was doing too much. I'm sorry.
New Yorkers, it happens. It happens. So I wanted to make a toast to re-beginnings. Sometimes you have to start again. You're already in it, but you have to like up it up and say, okay, well, here we go again. What does that mean? So to re-beginnings.
I love that. To re-beginnings, yes. Mm.
So it's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fifth.
All right now.
A very special, your roommate, along with you, gave me this, which I really appreciate.
Yes, sir.
Welcome me into my new domicile.
Yes, sir. Yes, of course. And now I'm glad I get a chance to share it with you.
So am I. It's good.
That's good, man. Ooh.
Some real brown.
Mm-hmm. Nice and smooth.
A new riff on old traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Without chill filtration. All right, okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Nice.
So I thought I'd start with a question for you.
Okay.
You know, you are a man of many accomplishments, and we know that in order to achieve and accomplish and get some things we want and need in our life, it takes a lot of work sometimes. We have to try and be patient and keep trying. I'm wondering if you can tell me, have you heard, when did you hear a no, like N-O, that was the right no?
Mm-hmm.
When were you told no and it was the right no? Can you share an example of that? Do you have any examples of that?
It's a good question. I think, well, when I first started thinking about what I wanted to do post college, this is news. News alert. So this is for the folks. I don't think I don't think folks have ever heard this before. I don't think I've shared this on the platform.
Exclusive.
So there was a point when I was like, okay, I think I might want to get into this education thing. I think I might want to get into this teaching thing. And I applied through Teach for America. I was doing Teach for America. And I made it to the round where it was like the group interview after you did your own little presentation. What I did was I taught a math lesson on the FOIL method. So you have the first, outer, inner, last, when you do parentheses. And my whole steez was, when I tell you I was killing the game, brother, I don't think they was ready for it. I was killing the game, right? So I had classified, I got like manila envelopes or envelopes, right? Got those, right? Had classified on them, put different agent numbers. So I was like agent such and such, whatever. Had a number of different packages, handing them out to the people who were going to be my students for the day. And I gave this whole speech about the evil Dr. Foyle, or whatever his name was. No, the evil Dr. Algebra. I said, the evil Dr. Algebra, blah, 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 blah. I was like, our job is to foil his plans. That's what I was doing. Took him through the FOIL method. Boom, boom, bang. Everything was cool. And then it was like, let's go to the group interview. Me as an introvert who's not always trying to get in where I fit in, like sometimes like, I'm good. I'm just gonna post up and observe, and I'll speak if I need to speak, or I'll speak when spoken to. Group interview, this folks, all this stuff. I'm just like, that's too much energy for me. I'm good. So I think that was probably my demise, where it's like, oh, he can't really get himself in there, blah, blah, whatever the case may be. So I was told no as it pertained to getting into Teach for America. So after that, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this job, etc. Make a long story short, I ended up working back at my high school for about 3 years. And then that pretty much launched the trajectory of my career. And it's been a great one. So I think having no, because if I get Teach for America, I might not be where I am now, because I'm probably maybe down south, because I was looking at KIPP New Orleans and all this other stuff. Looking at a number of different things. I was looking at a number of different things, and I'm not sure where that would have taken me, what path it would have taken me. Everything happens for a reason. I think that no was for a reason, because I was supposed to be in some other spaces. And who knows? Maybe I can get to go back and do some work, or go back to those spaces that I could have been before. But I think that probably was a good no. That probably was a good no.
Sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. Sounds like it. Yeah, KIPP.
Mm-hmm.
I got some thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Listen, KIPP and a number of different charter schools and charter school movements, there's lots of thoughts around it.
I think back to what you're saying about school versus education. Because there's a whole lot of school, what people think is school in those institutions. But yeah, that just a little whirlwind. Yeah, it sounds like the right choice was made.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
congratulations on that no.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I mean, I'm just curious, brother. Shed some insight into the no you might have received.
Well, I've received a lot of no's.
You like which one?
I know, right?
Which
And
one?
I will say all of them were the right ones. It's hard when you're in it and you're told no. It's hard when you're in it and you're told no. Um, and I'm in a moment now where I got a big yes that came a good 10, 11 years after a no.
Mm.
As we've probably discussed before, I'm a filmmaker. And the first film I directed was a film called The Prep School Negro, my life story and a documentary. I came out the gate having worked in the business for a long time, thinking, I know this person, that person, the people at Sundance, the people at Tribeca, at Toronto. Come on, I got this, I got this, I got this. All the doors were like, sorry, we don't really see it as a movie. It's not really a film. We don't really get it. It's too nichey. Will it survive? Will people beyond your little circle understand it? I had one person say, well, is it really a film?
Mm.
You know? And all that was like crushing out the gate, just like, uh-oh, did I blow it? Is this over? And I had people like, well, that happens in films. You tried and nothing's gonna come of it. So move forward and find another way to function. And I was at that space. Then something happened where I was like, let me take the mountain to the people.
Mm.
Let me take the mountain to Muhammad and show them what this is, and went right back to target audiences, like the low-hanging fruit, people who knew this language. And honestly, I will say it started a revolution.
Mm.
And I think still continues.
Yes, sir.
I bet you've gotten the email. I've gotten it 5 times about that young brother in New York City that wrote about his school practicing restorative justice.
Yes, sir. I got it forwarded. Yep.
Exactly. A couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I have thought, yeah, I'm glad about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have thoughts about restorative justice
Mm-hmm.
as a way for kids of color to have to deal with situations of straight up abuse in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I celebrate and respect that he got the support he needed. I really do. But that's besides the point.
But that's a deep point, brother. Can we put a pin in that?
Oh, yeah, let's put a pin in that and come
My
back.
goodness.
Because I read it and was like, I want to be supportive and down, but it's a whole lot of taking care of this white boy that did you wrong.
Ooh.
A whole lot of taking care of him and the multiple others.
Ooh.
And respectability, what's that phrase? Respectability politics in it. So, but I also, I'm going down that path. I'm really taking note of the number of white people that were so excited about that article.
Wow, wow, wow.
So excited about it. And I'm like, where's your restorative justice for all the other little kids that are being murdered and killed and put out and not welcomed back? And here's the article talking about taking care of these privileged children who just made a mistake. Like, it's like, is that done equally everywhere? Anyhow, the no that I was thinking about when I asked that question in the situation was, I have my little announcement, which is beautiful news. Many years ago, as I said, I was going out with this film, trying to get attention, hopefully get a distribution deal, get somebody to pick it up. Nobody was interested. I've been on the road with it the way I do it for 10 years now, showing it to schools, law firms, corporations, wherever they'll have me to come and show the film, I show up and lead a conversation, and it's wonderful, and I love it. And it's great. No problems with it. But it would have been nice if I had like one big blowout and like the world had a chance to check in and see it, versus me having to like work twice as hard and travel around the country with my suitcase behind me and the film in my back pocket. Like, pow, plug it in. So a few weeks back, a new woman of color joined WHYY here in Philadelphia, the network, and was like, hey, I really would like to talk to you about your film, The Prep School Negro. Can I see it? And I was like, well, it already aired on like a little smaller version of PBS. They did like a little thing where it's like the substations little deal. So I was like, she said, oh, no, I want to see if I'm curious to know, would you be interested in showing on WHYY in Philadelphia? And I was like, that's home. That'd be a dream come true. And she said, well, let me look at it. And she watched it, and the next day she sent an email with an apology.
Mm.
Um, for I'm sorry that this hasn't aired on network yet. It's kind of ridiculous that a film about a Black person in Philadelphia, so entrenched in Philadelphia, doesn't
Mm.
air on the public broadcasting station that was created. She broke it down. She's like, CPB, the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, and the Public Broadcasting Network was created to support and encourage underserved and underrepresented voices. That's how it was designed. And now, because of the market and without any new trending and leadership, you know, it's just majority older white people who watch it. And it was designed for them also, but it's also designed for underrepresented voices to give like the public a voice. So I'm trying to bring and put that back in. And I think your film was a part of that process and program. Would you consider airing it? And I'm be vulnerable and lie. I like broke down to read that email. Like,
I bet, man.
Just intense. So it's airing October 1st at 10:30 p.m. on WHYYY. I put your Y's in. I got too excited. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's funny. I mean, it's 10:30 on a Thursday. Thank God, different world ain't on anymore. But I ain't mad. I'm not mad at all. I was like, I'll take 10:30 Thursday night. It's on WHYY.
That's what's up, brother. Listen, you know how as they say in the church, delayed but not denied.
Exactly.
That's beautiful, brother.
Yeah, it's a real moment. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of
glass to you, brother.
Right on, right. Ching ching, ashe, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a message to anybody out there busting your hump.
Mm.
When they tell you no, say thank you and move forward and find another way. No doesn't mean you can't do it. No just means that this one person ain't gonna do it.
Mm.
You know what? Buddha bless and move on.
On to the next one. Yes, sir.
MoveOn.org.
Yes.
On to the next, because there are ways and opportunities to make stuff happen, to make what you need to happen. And I believe in that, and I did it.
So if I could extrapolate further, brother, when you had that feeling, when you had that breakdown of wow, this is happening, what were you thinking? Like what things ran through your mind? Were you really reflecting on the film, the process of making it, the process of sharing it with the people? Were you thinking about why you had to make the film? What was going on? Like, I'm imagining that moment and the gravity of it. And I'm just I would have broke down too, brother. Like, what was it for you? Like, what is it that really is happening in this space, knowing that this is something that was delayed, not denied? You had a no, but now it's a yes. Like, what were you going through? What are you feeling? What are you sitting with now, brother?
I think of the story of Sisyphus.
No, I don't.
Sisyphus, the Greek story. There's this boulder and there was a mountain, and Sisyphus' job was to push that boulder up the mountain.
Gotcha.
He would get all the way to the top, and he would get too tired, and the boulder would roll back down into the valley. And he'd go back down and push it back up because he knew he had to do it. I think that moment of the boulder going over that peak and rolling down to the next valley was just like, I'm glad I believed in myself.
Wow.
And kept going, even though I was told, no, you can't, it doesn't fit, it's not right. I'm glad I believed in myself enough to keep being crazy and pushing for it. Like, that matters. Really believing in yourself and pushing. So there was that. There was like, I told you, for a moment. There was like, it's hard when home rejects you.
Yeah.
Philly is home. And you're sitting here like, this doesn't make any sense. This is a project about Philadelphia. I had a lot of people tell me the film wasn't good because it made the school I talked about look bad, and I had issues with that. I had people say to me that I exploit my mother's illness for attention. I had people tell me that I made all the kids look really stupid, all these things. And I was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I want to hear and listen and really not just go, no, I want to understand what you mean. I spend a lot of time thinking about it. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense. And it's also, you know, it feels good to be acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
You work so hard. You put your heart and soul into something. You believe something. And I don't think art is something that can truly be rewarded, but it sure feels good when it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't give an award for art because art has to be what it is. Art can be whatever it wants to be. But that acknowledgement and that inclusion, it feels like, it felt like there's this incredible party going on inside this like glass house, and I'm outside in like a one-man band suit. Like I can entertain, you know. I got the drum going on my knee. I'm playing my harmonica. I got the guitar. The other knee is doing the tambourine, making they have like I can do this. Come on, I can perform. Let me in, y'all. And they found like, oh wow, that guy out there is like great. Invite him to the party. Look at that music he's making.
Wow.
It fits into what we're doing.
Mm.
And I really feel like I'll go in and perform it. You know, I'm gonna keep I'm like, thank you. This is nice to visit with y'all. I came in here. I did my thing. I got more work to do.
Mm.
So it's you know, it was so much work to make that
Mm.
project. Like my heart and soul
Mm.
was put into that. And the movie meant so much to me, has meant so much to me. Transformative,
Mm.
you know, and a chance to share with more people. And also, you know, to be told by the industry that you're relevant is a nice thing.
Mm.
And also to see a group say, it's not that your project was bad, it's that we made bad choices.
Mm.
You know, as a Black person in America, we are constantly inundated with untruths that are the truth. You know, like
That's
it's not, yeah, it's not the truth that we are less and that we can't and that we don't know how. But there are laws and practices and policies in place because we're less and we don't know how. But it's not the truth. It's not the truth.
mm.
And any chance we can get to destroy that lie is a powerful moment. And this feels like that for me. A chance to just to break down that lie and like live in that apology and see a person of color in that position being like, wait a minute,
Mm.
why did we pass on this? You know, it's crazy that we passed on this.
Mm.
And it's 10 years later, but we're going to do this now.
Mm.
So,
So, I mean, well, that's beautiful. And I want to ask you another deep question attached to that, just because, you know, we got you here. So you know, for the people. So when you think about your wealth of knowledge, your wealth of experiences, the things you've had to do, your illustrious career, and all the stuff you continue to do, when you think about that, and I know there's times when you think about the generation of students that we work with, the young people that we work with, used to having things immediately. But then you also realize that you have folks, like you said, there are some untruths that become truths, where you have some folks who are not representative of who you are, where you come from, in spaces who make decisions. And then you also have folks who are just literally like, you know what, you have to pay your dues. It's not, you know, you have to pay your dues. You have to do X, Y, and Z before you can get 1, 2, 3 over here. What is your take on the whole notion of you got to put in time, effort, and energy in order for something to be acknowledged as genius and great and relevant, while balancing all the things that you know to be true? The fact that there might not be people in places or certain spaces that, you know, would recognize that genius. It's not that you have to put in dues. It's just that there's some folks who are not there who understand that aesthetic or appreciate it. Like, so how do you make sense of all of that? I don't know if the question makes sense, but how do you make sense of all of that?
The question makes sense. I understand the question. And I have to say, it's honestly one I have thought about frequently. I know a lot of miserable millionaires,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because they're mediocre people
Mm.
who got to move forward, jump through hoops in a dance, and it's usually not connected to anything more than folks being like, "Wow!" It's a moment when we are disappointed with a celebrity that comes out of their mouth talking about something and they sound foolish. And it's like, well, if I went and tried to like score a touchdown on the Eagles field or the Jets field today, I probably would mess that up and would get tackled, knocked out, break something, because I don't know how to do that. So stay in your lane.
That's brilliant.
You know, like people jump in and are discussing national issues, and we expect Kanye West to be articulate about historical racism and economic injustice. I can't go into a studio and produce an album and have some amazing tracks. So I don't expect him to break down and understand the political strategy that the president and his team are using him for and as. So when I hear brother Kanye talk about misunderstanding of slavery, and like it's like, oh, if you have the typical public education and considering your career, you probably checked out of it earlier than most. Your first album is called College Dropout. So do not expect him to be a critical thinker and function on the level of a college graduate. Like plain and simple. So when I see, I've seen a lot of people get a lot of things I know I deserve, and sometimes they may be prettier, they may have deeper, better connections, and I'm a little bit like you. I'm an extroverted introvert. I've been in many situations where I walk into space, and this happens with the filmmakers, where people like this one director's like da 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 da, you know, they spend time with him or her and be like, they kind of lame. You know, and I've sat there in the corner quiet. It's like, can I speak now? You know, and then I'm like, and they're like, oh, where have you been? I'm like, I've been right here this whole time. You just did not give me the space to participate in the style and the manner that I would want to show up and have these conversations. I'm not going to come in and give you jazz hands and lights and sparkle and glamour. I'm gonna sit and listen quietly. Then I'm going to speak. And I'm going to blow you up. You know, it's amazing to me to see people who are like, I didn't expect you to say all that. It's like, you hear this? I'm about to turn it up for you. Because it's a matter of like, we fall into that superficial expectation, classification. We run away from depth. You know, I was on a call the other day and I was thinking about how we say like, let me geek out and explain this. And it's like, let's pull away from being informed, being a critical thinker. Even though we were reclaiming these words, it still was put into like something we make fun of. And you know, I think about it. You probably heard this as a kid. Maybe you didn't because you're a little younger than me. But I think about the old people in the church. Don't be smart. I remember a little kid being like, why should I be smart? And like getting slapped for that. Don't have a smart mouth. What's wrong with a smart mouth? You know, and not understanding it, like really being like, the word is good. What's wrong with being smart? And I get, like, let's think about where that comes from. That comes from people saying, you have a smart mouth, you're gonna be killed. That's what those people are coming from. But they didn't have that. They didn't articulate that to this little child that was like, what you mean don't be smart? You know. So there's so much to uncover and unpack and rebuild, tear down and rebuild. So yeah, I often have been in that space where, and I appreciate it. And I sometimes wonder that I walk away from potential benefits and growth and money and opportunities. But the best things, I stayed true to myself. I didn't get out there and perform and like, okay, razzmatazz, you know? I stayed back and was like, may I make a point now? You know, and then bedazzle them and then like step back. And like, oh, who was that? Who was that? You know, it's like, it's a mofo. It's a spook that's been in the room the whole time. The whole time. You know? So yeah, I think about that a lot. And I wonder sometimes, do I need to show up and this and do this, that, and the third, you know? Or do I do I be true to myself and say, I'll speak when I'm ready, and I'm going to be quiet now and listen. So yeah.
Hmm. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's all game, brother. That's all game. I hope folks are taking notes, copious notes, because that's super helpful.
Yeah. I bet you can do this too. I bet you can think about, I'm not gonna ask you to identify them, but think about, there probably was a crowd around you doing the same thing you were aiming to do, and how many of them are still standing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think about that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were like way ahead, like, ha ha, Dre, so good up here. And you saw like hit their head on the wall and fall out or trip and roll. And you come right by like, all right, it's good. Good luck. I hope you get back up. You
Mm-hmm.
know, or even like do this. Let me show you how I'm doing it. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in walking over people. I believe like, okay, you're down. I can show you how this is done, or you continue on your pattern, which is
Mm-hmm.
so. Yeah, yeah. You tap, as you can see, you tap into something I think about a lot, a whole lot.
No, and I'm glad I was able to hear what you think about, brother, because that's all helpful. Because there's a lot of things that if you sit and think with it, you might get even more confused.
Mm-hmm,
The fact that you shared all of that, I think people just listen to you get greater clarity, brother. Hmm.
Hopes and prayers for that.
Yes, sir. And if folks haven't watched Prep School Negro yet, y'all need to watch it. I've watched it several times, and my goodness, it is a story that I don't care where you come from, who you are, if you went to prep school or not, you can identify with something in the film. It's no lie
Yeah,
there. No lie there at all.
that has proven true again and again. I'm so surprised by that. I really appreciate that. That's been proven true again and again. I just got a message. I got a message today from somebody who was like, I just saw your movie. She had gone to the school a decade or so before I even got there and just broke it down
Mm,
of what her experience was like. Talk about her brother that's estranged from the whole family, they
mm,
don't talk to, all this stuff. And I was like, how powerful is it that I made something that's going to make someone explore themselves that deeply and need to talk about it. Like that's a real true moment for me, a real powerful one. And I
mhm.
feel so lucky. I feel so fortunate that my art gets to do that. Like this
And,
is
and
no
I
question.
think I think it's real for a number of different reasons. And people who are watching who have the decision making power, they need to make this a part of either a curriculum or an orientation program, particularly at independent schools. Because when you think about it, particularly if you think about families, right? Similar to your experience, similar to my experience, families who might have a child who goes to an independent institution versus one who goes to a public school institution, maybe one who goes away like I did for boarding school, and one who stays back and around the way, and not the rifts that it can cause necessarily in the family, but the different experiences that folks are all wrestling with and trying to make sense of. And sometimes we can't make sense of it because it's the first time folks are going through it. So we're the ones who are going to be making sense of it for other people. That's what your film does. So what I think people need to understand is that we can look at this film not just about your experience, but about the experience of many others and those who are still not yet having these experiences, but they're going to in the future. Um, it's just so powerful because it gives us vocabulary. It gives us a glimpse into how it's been, why it's been, and it gives us a talking or a launching point for a conversation that's deep on so many levels, which I truly appreciate because there's so many things that we need to talk about, particularly as a people, as a culture, when we have to do certain things to get to certain places.
Mm-hmm.
Some other folks might not have opportunities to do the same thing, or maybe they choose not to for whatever reason. And the consequences of that, or the things that happen because of it. So yeah, man.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you for using it as a tool to educate and believing in it. Thanks for being my friend. In the whole journey and process. We've had some good discussions around it,
Mm,
which I really respected and appreciate and grown from.
mm,
Really have grown from. So gratitude to you.
absolutely, and I appreciate it. I can't tell you how many every single place of employment that I've ever been associated with, every institution I've worked at, they've either watched the film, or many people who work there have gone to see the film. Like I can't tell you how many people that I know who were like my little mentees, etc., who've watched it, who are connected with it. And the fact that I'm able to talk with the person who created it, brother, means a lot. It does mean a lot.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. It's fantastic. So if you're in Philadelphia area, Pennsylvania, WHYY, Thursday, October the 1st, 10:30 p.m., set your DVR. And if you're not in that area, you have the opportunity to go to the prepschoolnegro.org and copy a copy or watch. That is something you can also do.
Get it done. Get it done.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Beautiful. So you know what? I mean, I don't know what y'all doing at 10:30 on October 1st. However, I'll probably be posted up in front of the TV with a little bit of brown, watching it all go down.
Hey, the brown is the way it is. Yeah, for the brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I don't know. You got something to toast to, brother?
You know, I would say toast to the nose. Here's to the nose. Here's to knowing what no is the right no.
Beautiful.
Okay, new riff. We got a new riff up in here. It's good.
Yeah, that's real good. That's
It's
a bad bourbon, man.
Yeah, it really is. Like I can't do like you do. I haven't gone to U2 University yet, but I definitely just had like a taste of like a cherry or something.
Yes.
You know, like a fruity.
Yes.
You just hit the back of the throat. It was like, oh.
Yeah. So for the folk at home, this is like a black cherry Coke. For the folk at home.
What it is. That's exactly what it is.
That's what it's like.
It's just like a black cherry Coke. You just did that. You just did that.
All right, brother.
On.
Yes, sir.
Brown Juice Barbershop.
All the time. All the time.
I keep learning stuff on this show. Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know, you keep sharing too. You keep sharing a lot of knowledge as well.
That's why I'm here, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, to you again, you know, to the shop, to the people who watch, keeping it real. Hope you all stay safe.
Yes.
Hope you all have a good week. And until next time, peace.
Peace. Brown Juice Barbershop in the house.